Today's video is sponsored by Policy Genius. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It is a hot and muggy one here today in Pennsylvania, but according to the forecast, it's supposed to cool down tomorrow for the next week or two, so that'll be pretty nice. But anyway, we're down here at the wood yard this afternoon, and I have a log here that may be a complete waste of time, or it may actually be something pretty special. We're not going to find out, though, till we open it up and see. So if you remember a couple weeks ago, I got a couple loads of firewood logs, and we're going to be tearing into these probably middle of October. All this wood will be for next winter, not this winter. But in this big pile of logs, there's actually some pretty decent saw logs, including this big old cherry right here. Now on this end, it looks absolutely beautiful. About 22 inches that way, about 25 that way. Really nice color. Looks like a really nice log until you come over to this end here, and you'll see what I mean. I've got a whole bunch of rot right here in the center of this log. Now what we don't know is how far this rot goes. Now this log measures, I think it's about 9 feet. It's 9 feet 4.5 inches. What I'm going to do is trim this down to about 8 feet 4 inches, because we know this end is bad. And once we cut it off, we should get a little indication on how far this rot is going to travel down the log. Because right here, it's about 13.5, 14 inches of rot. Once we cut it off here, if it's less than that, we'll know it's starting to go away, and we should be able to get some beautiful lumber out of this log. I have a feeling this log was going to go to a sawmill somewhere until they saw this rot on the end right here, and they didn't want to roll the dice. But typically, you know, a 22 or 23 inch diameter cherry log that's straight would go straight to a sawmill for sure. But anyway, I'm going to cut the end off right now, and hopefully we get a little bit of good news. We'll see. That rot went from 13 or 14 inches to about 12 inches. So it is getting smaller. I have a feeling though this rot is probably going to come down to at least here. But I'll still, hopefully, you know, end up with some 5 or 6 foot nice clear wide cherry boards out of this. All right, I got this big old cherry secured to the sawmill, ready to go. However, right now I need to run out for just a bit, pick a few things up for Melissa, but that'll be good timing. A lot of people have asked why I left this one maple tree right there. You'll see here in just a couple hours. The shade is working its way towards the sawmill here. Pretty soon though, I won't have to worry about getting my shade from a tree, because sometime in the not too distant future, that'll be under roof down there. Well, we had some family stop over today, so I visited with them. I'm back down at the sawmill here now, and it is nicely shaded now, and it's a lot cooler than it was just a couple hours ago. But we're gonna fire up the mill, and we're gonna see what's inside this nice cherry here. One thing I always look for, rocks. You know, I have a lot of stone down here, and these logs are dirty. I have the debarker on it, but I always kind of give it a once over before we fire up the mill and hit it with something. I'll fill up my can here with a little ATF. Earlier, I mentioned that today's video was sponsored by Policy Genius, and I want to thank them for sponsoring today's video. You know, the other day I did a video, we were talking about preparedness, and I think one of the things that gets overlooked sometimes is a good life insurance policy, especially if you're the breadwinner of the family. We all spend hundreds of dollars a year on insurance. Some of us spend thousands, you know, on your home, your cars, your trucks, all your equipment. One of the most important types of insurance, though, is that insurance that protects your family's finances. Typically, life insurance gets more expensive the older you get, so there's no better time than right now to get the insurance that you need. Even if you have coverage through your job, that may not be enough. Most people need 10 times the life insurance that their company provides. If you leave your job, the policy doesn't go with you, meaning there will be a gap in the insurance coverage when you need it the most. Since 2014, Policy Genius has helped over 30 million people shop for insurance and has placed over $150 billion in coverage. By making it easy to compare your options from top companies, Policy Genius can help you make sure you're not paying a cent more than you have to for the coverage you need. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. Options start at just $17 per month for $500,000 coverage. Just click the link in the description or head to policygenius.com/outdoorswiththemorgans to get your personalized quotes in minutes and find the right policy for you. Holy smokes, that is absolutely beautiful. About 20 inches wide right here. Now on the outside of this log here, we're not getting into that rot yet. We're getting close to it. I'm gonna flip it 180 degrees with my hydraulic log turner right there. We're gonna take a couple more pieces off of it, and then I may change my blade. I'm not sure yet. I mean, this will plane out. You can see I'm getting just the slightest bit of chatter there. I'm due for a blade change. I don't know, I think I'll keep running it for a little bit, but let me flip it 180. We'll work on getting this squared up. But that is a beautiful log right there. Really, really nice so far. Pennsylvania cherry. So Melissa just came down to check things out. Pretty nice log there, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The way you were describing, I was expecting more damage.
Yeah, well, we're not into the bad part yet, but we'll get there. The question is how far it's going to come back this log. Right now, I'm going to fire up the excavator. We'll lift it off the mill, flip it 180 degrees, and take a few more slabs off of it. But it's heavy. That's a pretty big cherry log right there.
Yeah.
We don't see many this big around here.
No.
You got to go up north.
Is that where they got it?
I don't know where this came from. I mean, we'll get a few like this, but we typically 18, 20 inch, probably the max.
Yeah.
You know, for around here.
I know, this is huge. Beautiful. A lot of people have been asking, and I want to know myself, what are you going to do with this mill? Are you going to take it down to the property?
I'm not sure yet, but I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people said, you know, we have that LT50 coming. I should take this one down and set it up on the property. But all that softwood down there, that LT50, you know, fully hydraulic mill, it will literally be 10 times faster than this mill. And it has the trailer package.
So you're going to put your new mill down there?
No.
Oh.
It's going to stay here, but when I want to go down there and mill some logs, I'll just tow it down.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's on a trailer package all ready to go.
Oh, no.
And it sets up way faster than this.
Why'd you get this kind?
I was saving you money, Melissa.
Mike, as I'm sweating because it's very humid here and I have no swimming pool to go jump in.
This has been a fantastic mill. It really has.
It's been a money saver.
It has been a money saver, but it's got, you know, the auto feed, power up and down, all that, but it's not a hydraulic mill. And I didn't want to spend all that money on a hydraulic mill until it was something that I was sure that we wanted to do. And we both enjoy the sawmill. And another thing to think about, you know, this log right here came from a pile of firewood logs. If you have a sawmill, along with selling firewood, it really helps pay for the firewood poles. You get a couple decent logs like this out of a load or two, it pays for your whole, you know, it pays for everything that you bought in firewood poles. So, you know, it's a good way to do it. If you do both firewood and have the sawmill both, when you come across logs like this, you end up getting, you know, a load for free basically.
Well, so if you had to start with a sawmill for a beginner out there, what would you recommend this one, or
there's so many different mills out there for everybody's needs. I don't know, you know, it depends on how big a wood you're getting into. What's nice about this LX 150, it's got like a 36-inch capacity. This mill, in my opinion, is for people that want to do big slabs. You know, you can fit big logs on it, you can do big slabs. But when you have that big wood, you need equipment, you know, to move the stuff around. But it's perfect for that. But like for production sawing, you know, sawing those softwoods, I'm going to be sawing like siding material, dimensional lumber, things like that, where you just want to crank it out. You're not studying the log, you're not looking it over, you know, you're just putting softwood on there and making lumber out of it. That's where that hydraulic mill will really shine. The biggest problem with the hydraulic mill is, what do you do with the wood when you get it off? It saws so fast. You know what I mean? It'll, yeah, you can, it has a thing. You'll be amazed, Melissa.
I'm pretty fast.
Oh, it's faster than you. I hate to say it, but it's going to be fast. Super fast.
Game on.
Melissa just told me the real reason she came down. You didn't come down to check the log out.
Well, I did. You did tell me about it, so I did want to see it, and it's beautiful. But the real reason I came down here is someone's up there waiting for you. Can you see from here?
Probably not with this little camera, but the hunt man is waiting and waiting for me.
Yeah, and he's doing better. If you've seen what you mentioned in a video.
Yeah, we mentioned a video. He had a seizure.
He had a seizure, and he rested up, recovered. Seems to have bounce back to his regular self. So we're just hoping, you know, we are on edge. We like to keep an eye on him and make sure that anything quirky or different sounds that he makes, you know, we're right there like, is he okay? In fact, today, I think he was like clearing his throat or coughing, and Mike's like, Hunter. I'm like, I know, right? You get like,
it gets
Hunter,
you really on edge.
you want to be there before he falls. And we've had people contact us that have loved ones, spouses, and lots of children. We've had over a dozen people contact us in emails and private messages that have children that have epilepsy also, and know exactly what we're going through. So kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat. So.
Yeah, Levi and Kate are up there right now watching them now, but it does. It keeps you really on edge. He doesn't have seizures that often, but sometimes they happen in clusters. So we're all kind of on pins and needles here for the next couple weeks.
And I said, Mike, it's not like he can come out of this and tell us, hey, this hurts.
Or my head hurts or whatever. Yeah, he's nonverbal. So that's the other.
It's tough to go through that and not be able to explain things. So.
Well, I apologize. We're not going to see what's inside this log in this video. It's going to have to be in the next video because the hunt man is waiting for me. So I think I'll run him over to Sheets, get maybe a chicken wrap. He likes the chicken wraps. Burger King, he only hits that up maybe at most once a week now. And with fuel prices, we've been lucky because Sheets is only about a mile and a half away, and Burger King is like 4 miles away. So it works out good going to Sheets. But anyway, I think
it's like buying the Sawmill. You're just saving
money left and right. But anyway, I appreciate y'all being here.
Yeah,
I want to
thank prayers,
Hunter,
and for our family.
And I want to thank Policy Genius for sponsoring today's video. That's very helpful. They have a great service. And if you want more information on that, check out the link in the description. And we will catch you on the next one when we find out what's inside this log.